Welcome to Let's Eat South Florida, the premier restaurant/food discussion page for basically this whole area right here. Established in 2018 by retired journalist Michael Mayonnaise, the group would immediately skyrocket in local popularity and nowadays hosts over 95,000 members. If you're still not getting it, picture r/food, but there's no mods and every single user is from Florida. Most of the posts on Let's Eat South Florida are actually really helpful, like when standing rib roasts go on sale at Publix for $5.99 a pound, and suddenly there are 50 different posts, each touting an entirely different way to prepare and cook the hunk of beef. Sharing another recipe for bone-in rib roast from Publix. Just made it today. I finally made my Publix. Got a 4.6-pound cut grilled for medium rare. Blend together unsalted butter, olive oil, 5-minute rosemary. Like it to 5 Just let it in the oven off. Have a wonderful sit longer outside. Let's eat rib roast. LOL. But what if you're not into cooking something decadent at home? Well, then perhaps you'd fancy a lavish night out at a steakhouse. Look no further. There are literally hundreds of posts about legendary South Florida steakhouse, Tropical Acres. Ah yes, Tropical Acres, a restaurant touted as the Holy Grail by some, and then dubbed as mediocre at best by others. A polarizing topic, to be sure. So now that the scene is set, let's take a look at some of the wildest posts you can find on Let's Eat South Florida. A 1-star review of Mastro's Steakhouse in Fort Lauderdale. I love a good steakhouse. Give me New York Prime, The Palm, Smith's. I even love Tropical Acres without the same expectations as the others. We decided to go out last minute and all our go-tos had no reservations. So we decided to try this one. Mastro's was a terrible experience. First, we were stuck in traffic coming from Miami, and I called to tell them we would be late, and they told us that after 15 minutes they would give our table away. Then the bridge was up, so I frantically called again and begged the girl to hold our table, and she finally agreed. When we got there, there must have been 12 empty tables. Why not just say, "Of course, we will hold your table for you. Take your time." Instead, my husband was racing to get there. Just so unprofessional. Our waiter was good, in that he really tried hard. The restaurant is expensive, and I knew that going in, so I'm not complaining about the price. The decor, in my opinion, was that of a tacky nightclub rather than an elegant steakhouse. But if the food was good, I could get past that. The dress code definitely wasn't adhered to, as many of the patrons were dressed not trendy, but just totally trashy. Then we were told that if we wanted bread, we would be charged $5. Are you kidding me? It's not the $5. It's the point. I would probably get free bread if I were to go to Red Lobster. Never been, LOL. My Caesar salad was very good. That was the best part of the meal. My husband ordered the wedge salad and knew it came with bacon. Now he likes bacon. A lot. But they literally dumped a mound of bacon on it. It was smothered, piled high with bacon. Disgusting. We ordered a side of twice-baked potato with our steak, and it was overloaded with, yes, bacon and cheese. It was so rich and heavy that it was inedible, so we sent it back and split a huge plain baked potato and added what we wanted to it, which was delightfully plain and good. The chef needs to learn that less is more. The broccoli was sautéed and it was just okay, but I think they used Green Giant frozen broccoli florets. The steak we ordered were just okay and not worth the $68 each. We were done in about an hour, thank goodness, with a bill of $200. We ordered no alcohol or dessert on purpose. Just could not wait for it to end. Can't wait to go back to one of the other fine steakhouses we frequent, have drinks and dessert, great food and atmosphere, and not get charged $5 for bread. One and done. This post received instant backlash, with over 500 comments roasting the original poster for their petty issues with not only the restaurant, but weirdly enough, its patrons. I'm sorry, I'm just floored over complaining about too much bacon and $5 bread. If you can afford a meal like that, then you shouldn't blink at $5 bread. I guess it was just too hard not to eat the bacon you didn't want rather than complain over there being too much of it. I'd say you actually got your money's worth of the bacon. Most places now skimp on things like that due to high cost of food. Be happy you can afford a fancy meal in this day and age. You just sound super entitled and judgmental. I'm happy for you that you've never had to suffer and go to gasp, Red Lobster, the horror. When I go to an expensive restaurant, I have expectations. I expect quality, not necessarily quantity. I would like ambiance, although not as much of a priority. I expect excellent service throughout. The waitstaff was quite good, and I don't expect to be nickel and dimed as if I am, dare say, at Red Lobster. I am the least entitled person and very respectful. I am entitled to my opinion. You may go there and love it, and I would not bash you for it. It's an opinion that I am entitled to, especially on a Facebook page that asks for opinions. Have a great day. So you didn't have a reservation, got in at the last minute, and are complaining about them possibly giving away the table you never reserved because you're late. Complaining about having to pay for bread, complaining about too much bacon, this is why I'm retired from the food industry. People like you don't deserve a good meal out. I'd rather cook for loved ones than overly entitled guests. Glad you even found a place to eat on one of the busiest days of the year. Unfriggin' believable. I 100% had a reservation on Open Table. Glad you are out of the business. All I did was write a review of my experience. Why you choose to berate me for writing a review on this site that asks for reviews is very suspect. Have a great day. Truly a spectacular review and comment thread. 5 Michelin stars. If you want awesome food and a lot of it, run to Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Look at the portions. Philly cheesesteaks are amazing, and their wings are the best. My son is somewhat of a wing connoisseur. Not a fan. Not only does the food suck, way too political. Wings Plus. Famous for their wings and Philly cheesesteaks served so moist you could wring them out like a sponge, of course. But perhaps what's far more famous than anything on their menu is their outspoken owner, Brian Walsh.
Brian Walsh on Wings Plus. We're having a great night. The Republicans are doing great countrywide.
You're kind to open Wings Plus for me today. I'll tell you, this is so great. Tell me about this place. How long have you been here?
Well, we've been here 20 years, Governor.
And you've had a few politicians here, haven't you? Tell us some names.
Well, we had President Bush here. We had Governor Bush here, Governor Christ here, Mrs. Bush, and E. Clay Shore.
You know, I like them all, so I'm happy to be in that group.
A true marvel in the world of Florida Republicans, Brian willingly alienated at least half of his customers by hanging political attitude posters and merchandise all over the inside of his restaurant. Despite the overall depressing vibes at Wings Plus, there are many South Florida Democrats who still choose to forsake their political beliefs so that they can enjoy a one-of-a-kind cheesesteak served so wet that you could drink it with a straw. 2 Michelin stars! This is the $24 portion of lo mein given to me last night at the Bowl in Seminole Coconut Creek Casino. I said to the manager, "This is what you give me for $24? He tried to tell me that everything is pre-portioned. So I said to him, I have been here many times, and the portion is always overflowing out of the takeout container. Then he finally decided to have the cooks make another half container. Outrageous. It is the best lo mein I have found down here, but I only splurge once in a while since the price is a bit ridiculous. If this happens to anyone else, say something!" While some commenters would roast this poster for choosing to get takeout dinner from a casino, Others, including the group's founder Michael Mayonnaise, agreed that the portion seemed stingy. Ultimately, the poster could have had all the lo mein they could eat for free if they had decided to sit at a slot machine. And if that's not Florida, I don't want to know what is. 3 Michelin stars! Let's Eat South Florida is one of those unique Facebook communities where boomers, Karens, Florida men, and millennials can all go to let out their frustrations about things like the price of eggs. God, they really like to talk about eggs a lot. Facebook groups live in this private little corner of the internet that many who are chronically online often forget about. So maybe the next time you're looking for a good spot for date night, or just want a good recipe to cook at home, instead of checking Google or Yelp, perhaps you'll head over to Facebook, where the real experts are.